Hello, wrestling fans. Welcome to an edition of Atangana This Show. My name is Hugo Savinovich, and we will meet every Wednesday this time to bring you the latest news of WWE and plus any other wrestling thing you might want to be sharing with us. So we are live. This is Atangana This Show. My name is Hugo Savinovich. For many years, I was a producer and a play-by-play color commentating with WWE for over 17 years. And besides that, I did the first season of Lucha Underground. I also have done pay-per-views for AAA. I have helped to build new companies around the world. And for many, many years, I did 15 years of Caribbean Championship Wrestling and the World Wrestling Council in Puerto Rico. And at that time, wrestling in the Caribbean was like number one. It was the biggest place in wrestling. So then I spent like 17 years with WWE. And the last 6 years, I've been producing and working around the world with different shows, including as a producer with Wrestling Superstar in Chile, where I have shows like Mysterio Mania, I have the Hardys, the Young Bucks. And this Saturday, I will be doing the MC for the Crash Lucha Libre in Tijuana, where Carlito Caribbean, Cole, Rey Mysterio are some of the superstars. So we want to welcome all our fans to this live. And we're very happy to be able to share our knowledge with you. One of the big news, Sportskeeda announced that for the WWE India tour, they will be in partnership with WWE for the live event in India. And all the posters around India will be showcasing the logo of our partner, Sportskeeda. We are so happy to hear the news. Let's start talking about Jinder Mahal. He announced that after he beats Brock Lesnar, Survivor Series champion versus champion, he will be called the Beastmaster. Going back to the theme about the India show, 8th and 9th December, the WWE Live India Tour, when you see the official poster, something immediately you will notice that Roman Reigns, it's in front, and then you will have in the background Jinder Mahal and the rest of the superstars. And I think this is very disrespectful for the WWE Championship, regardless who's your top star, Roman Reigns or John Cena. When the champion is showcased on that tour, there should be no reason why the champion is not either next to Cena or next to Roman Reigns. But when you showcase the stars and in front you see Roman Reigns and now you're WWE champion, it is not a good marketing business decision. Plus, I think it's disrespectful because this is the India tour, and I think that you have to showcase your champion. The WWE Championship, it's affected when you don't showcase the championship. So this is part of what you see on the WWE Live India Tour, when you see Roman Reigns in front, and then on the background you see the WWE champion Jinder Mahal, Kevin Owens, Kane, Balor, and Seth Rollins, Ambrose, Strowman. And what I'm saying is, if it wasn't because of the championship, I will not say that this is bad. But the fact that you have an official poster of this great investment tour, where you have WWE showcasing Jinder Mahal as the WWE champion, that should have been Jinder next to Roman Reigns at least, or Jinder Mahal in front. So we're going to get right to what happened in Raw and SmackDown. Obviously, on this past edition of Raw, we saw the powerful Stephanie McMahon coming back and threatening Kurt Angle and naming him the captain of the Raw brand team for Survivor Series. And if he doesn't win, he will be fired by Stephanie and McMahon. I thought that was very, very, very cool to see that. The match for the Intercontinental Championship, The Miz versus Matt Hardy, even though The Miz retained the title, it was about time that we saw Matt Hardy be given the opportunity to showcase its talent. So we want to welcome you viewers to our live right here in Lucha Libre Online and exclusively for Sportskeeda. This is the Raw and SmackDown report. We're coming to you from New York City, and a lot of things happening on Raw last Monday here in the States. The return of Nia Jax. There was many rumors that she was very unhappy and that she wasn't going to be coming back, but obviously there was some business dealings done, and she appeared. What we were very unhappy was the fact that she was I think that she could have been more precise in her match against Bayley. It wasn't a bad match, but I believe that she could have done much better. We mentioned about Matt Hardy finally having the opportunity to showcase the talent of one of the famous wrestlers in WWE history, and for a while we saw the fans just enjoying a great match, and they were chanting, "This is awesome!" And this is about what we really like to see: the fans enjoying themselves, having a great opportunity of enjoying the sports entertainment that we love. For the fans that are joining in, this is an exclusive edition of Atangana the Show, the English version for Sports Kitty, our partner, and Lucha Libre Online. We're talking about the Raw and SmackDown report, and also the big news for the India tour of WWE, and just an amazing shows that took us into the big storyline of Survivor Series. We also saw in Raw Asuka, and we were very unhappy to see that instead of giving Asuka the opportunity to showcase her talent with another known wrestler from the Raw brand, what we saw was basically an unknown wrestler. No disrespect for Stacey Cullen, but it wasn't what we were expecting. It was not what we were expecting, and to me, it was it was something that needed to have showcased the right way. It was an opportunity that the fans wanted to see Asuka. I think she's really getting over with the fans, but unfortunately, they were trying, and I'm talking about creators, to do the same thing they did with Nia Jax a couple of times. And if you go back into that really didn't get over. I think our fans are knowledgeable of the game, and they want to see just good, solid matches. If you're going to build somebody, you got to build it with good, respectful talent. And obviously, we all know that WWE has a lot of talent that sometimes are not even booked on the live shows, the live TV shows. So no disrespect for Stacey Cullen, but I think the fans wanted to see another good, known, talented woman wrestler to have the opportunity of showcasing this amazing athlete that is Asuka. So this is what's been going on, and creative has missed the point on many occasions. So we are talking about the Raw report, the SmackDown report, and also the India tour. Jinder Mahal will have the opportunity to showcase all the talent that he has, and plus being the WWE champion, I think is exciting for the fans of India to have the opportunity of seeing this great athlete that is Jinder Mahal with the WWE championship. So we are very happy to have that happening, and we'll be talking about that and more. My wife will during this half an hour will be reading some of your comments, and we welcome you to do so. And so here we go. Diana, we ready with some comments?
Sure. Adrian Rodriguez wants to say hi. Carlos Latas also sends a hello. We have Mauricio Centavo says that Jinder Mahal is something else. John Samuel Rules says that who do you think will Jinder lose his championship to?
Well, I hope that doesn't happen. I think that finally WWE has a good storyline with the WWE Championship, and we needed to have a solid villain that, on the other hand, could be, when he goes to India, could be the top babyface there. And this is the opportunity of doing something that works globally. So we're very happy about that. So we would like to welcome all our fans from at Sportskeeda that are joining us right now. This is Hugo Savinovich, ex-WWE Spanish announcer and producer for WWE for 17 years, a wrestler for 20 years, and just done Lucha Underground play-by-play the first season, done pay-per-views for AAA. I've been around so long that I was doing closed circuit TV of Starrcade with the NWA before the WWE decided to do pay-per-views. So I've been around, and I'm bringing my commentary to this edition of Atangana D Show. It will be a 30-minute edition, and we'll talk about Raw and SmackDown, and of course what happened on the shows and the WWE India tour, where we are very happy that our partner Sportskeeda will be partnered with the WWE for that great tour, and you will see all the posters with the logo of Sportskeeda. So we're very happy about that. It's an exciting time for lovers of WWE, especially because they have the opportunity around the world to see some of the best talent. We haven't been very happy with the official poster of the WWE Live for the India tour, where we see Roman Reigns in front and not the WWE champion Jinder Mahal. What is your opinion about that? I believe that when you have a champion, the champion should be headlining the card, even if it's a John Cena or Roman Reigns, your top star for the company. The champion of the WWE should always be showcased first, or at least next to your top official star of the company. In this case, I think WWE Creative, I don't know what they were thinking when they created the official poster for the WWE Live India Tour. I believe Jinder Mahal with the championship should have been next to Roman Reigns. So we welcome all our fans. This is a special edition for Sportskeeda and Lucha Libre line of the Atangana show, where we talk about the Raw report, SmackDown report, and also all the big news from around the wrestling world. Welcome to an edition, and I will be this Saturday in Tijuana in the 6th anniversary of the Crash Lucha Libre. Rey Mysterio, Corrido Caribbean Cool are some of the stars headlining the 6th anniversary of this independent company that has grown a lot. So hopefully we'll have some special promos, interviews for you guys of Sportskeeda on this Saturday. So let's get back to some of the comments from our fans. My wife Diana will be reading some of your questions.
Rudy Zamora Jr. said, "You, sir, definitely been with the WWE a long time." Jerry Keelis says, "Hi, Hugo. God bless you so much." Wilbert Leslie Green says, "Do you think Jinder will at least give Brock a solid match? Because he doesn't need to go into India tour losing badly to Lesnar."
Well, I believe that it's going to be even a better outcome. I think that a lot of people did not give credit to Jinder Mahal, and then they have been surprised as we see that he has become more and more solid. Brock Lesnar is a true professional. I believe this is about having sports entertainment at its best, and I think a lot of people are going to be surprised of the caliber of competition that Jinder Mahal is going to bring to the Suplex City legend Brock Lesnar. And Jinder Mahal already said that after he beats Brock Lesnar, he will be known as the Beastmaster. Let's have some more questions, Diana.
Davis Kurt Culprit says, "With whom do you think Brock Lesnar will lose his championship?"
Well, right now, I do not believe that the way to go for WWE is to lose the championship, not Jinder Mahal. Let's see if we could showcase Diana Shushi here. Could you just showcase Shushi so they know? Okay, you're gonna see. This is Shushi. If you hear some noise, that's our baby here. All right. So if you hear some noise, that's our little girl. She's 21 years old, and she's Shushi. I don't believe that it's good business right now for the champions, Brock Lesnar or Jinder Mahal, to lose the championship. I think that the two of them are very solid. They're very strong, and this is what WWE needs. With Brock Lesnar, you have the crossover star dominating on the UFC circuit. He's such an athlete. And with Jinder Mahal, you have him as a babyface in India, and you have him as a top villain and the rest of the world. I think it's the right combination. And it's also for me to showcase that when you don't give up, good things happen. And Jinder Mahal paid the price. Stardom was not given to him free by Vince McMahon. He paid his dues to reach this opportunity. And I believe he has to hold on, tight and keep doing things the right way, which he's doing. And I am very proud of Jinder Mahal and Brock Lesnar. Let's have some more comments, Diana. Okay, so also talking about what just happened on Raw, we were very, very disappointed with some of the situations that happened with Gallows and Anderson being dressed as Halloween, and I believe that match did not do any good for WWE or for the product of Raw, and also for the image of Anderson and Gallows, who were like two top, tremendous wrestlers in New Japan Pro Wrestling. The fans have a lot of respect for them, and I don't think that match did any wonders for WWE, for Raw, or for Gallows, Anderson, or Rhino. I thought that was an insult for what even just having any type of a match, the two teams would have had a better result. I think you have to know when it's to do one of those funny matches. It's good, and they were not done the right way. Let's have some more comments.
Jerry says, do you think WWE will push Rusev to the top with the championship?
I think it was a big mistake when they separated Lana and Rusev. I think that was like the beauty and the beast, and I thought that it was a good chemistry. Plus, sometimes real stories, real life stories impact our wrestling fans more, and everybody knows that Rusev and Lana are a couple, that they are married, and I think this brings more credibility to the storylines. It's just like Maurice and The Miz. I think when you have something real, we are living in the era of all this live shows and the series, and that we have seen the success of these reality shows. And I believe that when you mix that with the creative aspect of our business, it's fantastic. If you're just joining in, we are doing the English version of Atangana the Show for Sportskeeda and Lucha Libre Online every Wednesday at this same time for half an hour or 35 minutes. We'll be bringing you the news from WWE, Raw Report, SmackDown Report, what is going on the international tours, especially India, and your questions and comments. Let's see if we have another comment. Let's talk about more of what happened with Asuka. It was, to me, one more time, she's getting over, but having an unknown opponent face her on the last Raw, I think did not do anything good for her. Also, I was very, very much pleased with the Finn Balor Cesaro match. I believe Cesaro has a big potential. We have also discussed prior to this edition of Atangana the Show that the people want to see, the fans, the WWE Nation, they want to see Finn Balor as the Demon. And you cannot have him one match being Finn Balor, the Balor Club, and then out of nowhere, then he's the Demon. So we are not happy with that. The Kane and Seth Rollins match was very, very good. We saw Kane in this path of destruction, just destroying everybody. And I believe that the storyline there, that he wants to be the only monster in WWE as it goes forward with the strongman of WWE, the young Strowman. It's a good storyline. Having Kane just pile driving everybody, destroying everybody, I think that's the Kane that the fans want to see. And when we saw him destroying Rollins and Ambrose, I think that was very, very, very good that happened. And obviously, the Alexa Bliss, Mickie James, solid match. The champion, a true blonde villain champion, was very, very good. And then we were led into the storyline where Miz and the Miztourage were trying to escape the building. And there was a big, big mistake by creative, as the time where Strowman was put into that garbage truck was a whole different truck. Why will you put Strowman on a different night? Now he endangered his life, according to the storyline, inside of a red truck now, and for him to come out of the truck, it makes just no sense to do that. And I believe that sometimes we get carried away with the storylines that make no sense, and we insult our fans, our customers. And I think that was the case, that many other things could have been done. Either him just driving the truck and not letting the limo come out, or Strowman being the driver of the limo and then having Mr. Raj escape the limo, or him just jumping in the back seat of the limousine and attacking Miss and Mr. Raj into chasing them into the arena. There were so many other ways that they could have done that. And let's see if we have a comment there.
Carlos Latas is asking, can we still talk about HBK One Night Return?
Oh, yes, of course we can. This is the show that is created for the wrestling fans worldwide. The 25th anniversary of Raw will take place in New York City, 2 buildings, Barclays Center and the Manhattan Center. This is about 25 minutes away from where we are originating this live show for Sportskeeda and Lucha Libre Online. Yes, to see on their poster, The Undertaker, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels return, it's great. Also, the fact that a WWE show could stand the time and still be a very successful show and be the longest running live show, 25th anniversary of a live show that produces not 1 hour of TV, but now even 3 hours. So that is a great success. I believe that just having Shawn Michaels and Undertaker announced as part of the 25th anniversary is fantastic. But the other thing too is that when you see all these big great stars that will be part, doesn't mean that they're going to be in action. They will be just part of the guest stars for that event. But also, the danger that you run as WWE is when you see people that really brought all this great action into the history of the WWE, especially of Raw, and yet now we see sometimes this bad creative storylines. Then it will just, if anything happens out of the 25th anniversary, may it be that creative gets inspired, that WWE creative gets inspired, and they could do a better job, because the fans demand that. I believe that WWE has some of the smartest and knowledgeable wrestling fans around the world. Do we have another comment, Janet?
Sheila said, I want to see Stone Cold Steve Austin in the 25th anniversary. He's my favorite all time.
I believe that you might have a big chance, and I just don't think they want to be showcasing everybody yet. They wanted to push some of the stars in order to get people to buy the tickets. They've been having problems with a lot of the Raw shows and SmackDown shows not selling out. Some of the buildings have been half empty. A lot of disgust from the fans with the creative teams of WWE. But I believe that this is going to be a great party, great occasion to celebrate the 25th anniversary.
We have Fabricio from Bolivia. He says, Hugo, did you see the notice about Gallows and Anderson? Excuse me, but Vince is not a genius anymore. The ratings prove it.
Yeah, but even with a mistake like that, remember, we are humans. We are not perfect. But here you have a creative team. Somebody had to realize having Gallows, Anderson, or Rhino do this was not good for business. But even though that was a mistake, you cannot erase the fact that Vince has this powerful product called WWE that headlines shows around the world, it's seen in so many nations, and people love the WWE product.
Renzo Mavilla says Vince is still a genius.
Yes.
Jeswin Jacobs asks, who owns WWE?
The majority owners are the McMahon family, Vince McMahon, and it's a public traded company. Last time I saw the price, I believe it was like $20 each stock. It's a very solid company. Do not worry about them money-wise. They have so many, businesses associated with wrestling that even goes into movies, into songs, and the licensing of their products, and also the WWE network, which has been a big headache, but finally is getting more subscribers. And I believe that is the future of our business. And I think he has invested so many millions and millions and has had a big headache with the WWE Network, but I think it will pay off. More comments there, Diana?
Wilbert Lindsey Green asked, do you think the cruiserweight division is dying with Enzo as champ?
Yes, that is a joke. I believe that having so many great cruiserweights and showcasing Enzo is a big mistake. We all know that they have to do something with Big Cass got injured, but to be put into that situation, anything else, even him declaring himself as the big star of the cruiserweights would have been good if he would have stayed out of the championship. I think that if he would have had been an alliance with the two guys and have the other guys been pushing him as the captain or the big honcho, it would have been more credible for the cruiserweight. The problem with WWE is they start many things. United Kingdom is one of the examples. They did this tournament, and the majority of the fans are very disappointed with almost abandonment of what they created for the United Kingdom, and such is the case for the cruiserweight. So we have been talking about this for a while. Do we have another comment there?
Fabricio comments that the club made it around the world and made New Japan famous around the world. We can see it when the fans use the Bullet Club t-shirts. Yeah, we see a lot of Bullet Club t-shirts, absolutely.
Yes, and we have commented on Lucha Libre Online and some of my live segments that who knows, this could be a big angle of WWE with the Bullet Club. I would not be surprised. We have seen that with UFC and Vince, as Brock Lesnar is under contract with WWE, but yet he has been allowed to do a live performance, or in this case, a fight with UFC. So I would not be surprised that could be also an angle. Vince, like I said, he's a genius, and but I do have to say that creative has to do a better job. Some of the talents have been wasted. A lot of these people are respected by our fans, and they are not been getting the best.
Mavilla asks, what about Sin Cara versus Corbin?
Okay, we saw something of a wild situation on the last edition of what happened on SmackDown. So how would that be? How would that be happening? I really don't know, because we have been very disappointed with the situation on the creative, and I believe they have so much talent, and yet they haven't been able to really get it together as far as the action goes. And when you have so much talent and you don't give your customers, your TV fans, your base what they want, then it would be very sad to see all these opportunities being missed.
Here they ask, do you think Lucha Underground will still be awesome even though without Prince Puma as the face?
Yeah, well, it was the decision not to pursue Prince Puma by Lucha Underground left Prince Puma wide open to be contracted. And I had informed months and months ago of the fact that he wasn't taking any more bookings for independent promoters, as we knew that WWE was interested in him. Right now, the big story with the Lucha Underground is we don't even know if the fourth season it's going to happen, because of the fact that there's a division between the owners, the investing partners, like half want to stop putting money into the project and half want to continue. So a lot of the wrestlers are in the land of nowhere right now with that.
And it is such a shame, because it is such a great show.
Yes, it is. It is.
I think it's wrestling at another level. The storylines, everything about the temple, the mystique, it is something amazing. It's so sad that it couldn't get to where it needed to be. Yeah,
on SmackDown, a good match. The edition yesterday in SmackDown of Kevin Owens against Nakamura. I would love to see just a few more minutes and a little bit more freedom on the storyline of their matches, because I think as good as the match was, it could have been better, because these guys are used to going longer periods of time on their matches. Their mind is set up for that capability of using the ring psychology to create a wonderful world of a wrestling adventure in the ring. I'm referring to Nakamura and Kevin Owens.
Santiago Otero asks, what do you think is the biggest issue for Puerto Rican wrestlers to succeed in WWE?
I think it's having a good storyline behind them, and not to have the creative people give up on them, and such a huge market for the Spanish wrestlers. Yet since Rey Mysterio, Alberto Del Rio left, and also Carlito Caribbean Cool, we haven't had a great push to other stars. I believe that it's the lack also of knowledge of the culture of the Spanish people, especially the tradition of the luchadores. And I think that the WWE needs to understand a little bit more of the culture of the luchadores, of the Spanish culture. Just in the United States, we have over 46 million Latinos, another 12 millions with the ones that are not registered. And then if you mention big giant markets of wrestling like Mexico, South America, and Spain, just to mention a few, and after Puerto Rico recovers from the Hurricane Maria, it's also a great market for WWE. Let's go with more questions, Diana.
Fabricio says, you guys study marketing and I enjoy wrestling. I learn a lot from you. I just said they are not giving the push to the right people. Edgar also says, Hugo, do you think that it is a good idea to separate the Hardy Boys, sending Jeff Hardy to SmackDown and leaving Matt at Raw to create feuds for separate?
I believe that if you get them together and put them over, you could do a split, but it has to be a good story. And also, I believe that it would be a good investment to buy the intellectual rights of the Broken. I think that gimmick of deletion, it's a sure hit, and I think it will be a good investment for Matt Hardy, if he wants to do it on his own with his brother, to buy the rights of that creative property of the deletion of the Broken, or for Vince to buy it. I think either way, the fans will have a great time, and then you could do the split and have Jeff do his own storylines and single matches. But it would be a shame if there's not a way to do a deal of the deletion in WWE with the Hardys, because the Hardys are over. They bring a lot of nostalgia. Fans around the world love the Hardys.
Wilbur Leslie Green says, yes, Matt needs the Broken. And Alberto says, hi, bro. How are you? My name is Alberto from Costa Rica. You think Team Blue will win in Survivor Series?
I don't like to telegraph the outcomes of matches, but just the fact that it was announced that Shane McMahon was going to be the captain of the SmackDown brand, and Kurt Angle, the captain of the Raw brand, and you have all this animosity, and also Kurt Angle's job is on the line with the stern warning from Stephanie McMahon to Kurt Angle before she got into the limousine. I think this brings more excitement. And also the fans that wanted to see a true entrance of the Olympic hero Kurt Angle will finally get to see that at Survivor Series, because now it's an official match. He's not substituting somebody like in the TLC card. So I think this will give the opportunity for the fans to see this hero of wrestling, Olympic hero Kurt Angle, get the entrance that they wanted to see him do at a pay-per-view. More comments, Diana?
Miguel Saitama says, what do you think about the Chris Jericho event in a cruise next year where he probably fight against Kenny Omega?
Whatever Jericho does, it's great. Talking about minds of our business, of our industry, Jericho, so talented. Wrote a book, and without the help of WWE, made it a bestseller. So great with the mic. He's an entertainer. He's a wrestler. You name it, and you know that he doesn't put up with any garbage from no one. So Jericho, the Lion Jericho, he is success. He is money, and whatever he does, and boy, that cruise. Whoever is fortunate to be there is going to have a great time, regardless if it's official. That whoever he fights with, I think that just the fact that Jericho is getting his crazy fans from all the world, around the world, it's going to be fantastic. Okay, so we have any more comments, or should we signing off? All right, so we're very, very, very happy of Sportskeeda being selected to partnership with WWE in India. I hope that WWE Creative, they change the official poster of the event and have Jinder Mahal either next to Roman Reigns or in front, and they could customize and make it a better poster for that gigantic market, which is India. This Saturday I will be in Tijuana for the Crash Lucha Libre show. I'll be the MC, and hopefully I'll have for Sportskeeda some interviews with some of the stars like Carlito and Rey Mysterio. So always stay here, and we will see you next Wednesday, same time here in Sportskeeda, the giant of wrestling, bringing you the best news around the world for us. So for Diana Savinovich and Hugo Savinovich, this has been the Atangana Show English version exclusively from Lucha Libre Online for Sportskeeda. Atangana.